Alan, why have you got that hairnet on your head?
Hairnet on my head?
Yes.
These aren't hairnets.
Aren't they?
These are fishing nets.
All right.
You see, because these are the fishing nets for our story this week. Oh. Really, I'm going to ask you to join them together to make one big fishing net because we've got loads of fish to catch and it's part of our story about Peter. It's going to be great.
It was a beautiful day in Lake Galilee. The sun was shining high in the sky. Peter and James and John had been fishing all night but caught nothing. They were mending their nets and washing them in the sun when all of a sudden a crowd appeared. They wondered what was going on. Who was it? Then right in the middle they saw it was Jesus. Now, everybody couldn't hear Jesus. There were so many people, mums, dads, little boys, little girls. They couldn't hear Jesus. One little girl said, I wish I could see him. I wish I could hear him. Another said, shh, be quiet. I'm listening. I can't hear him either. When Jesus realised they couldn't hear him, he went to Peter and he asked Peter, can I borrow your boat? To Peter's surprise, Peter said, of course. So Peter and Jesus went into the boat, pulled a bit away from the shore, and then everybody was happy. They could hear Jesus telling them about how God is a father and loves them so much and wants them to be part of his family. After Jesus had finished speaking and teaching the crowd, he sent them home. And he turned to Peter. Let's go fishing, Peter. Now, Peter was a fisherman. And Jesus was a carpenter. And Peter said, well, we've been fishing all night and caught nothing, and now the sun's high in the sky, all the fish go to the bottom of the lake. Jesus just smiled at Peter. And Peter said, but if you say so, I will. So Peter, James and John took their boats to the deepest part of the lake and threw their nets overboard. To their amazement, they started to fill up with fish. More fish, more fish, so many fish they had to call to their friends on the land to come and help them, and they had to split it between two boats, and even then there were so many fish they had to row fast back to shore. Peter looked at the fish and then he looked at Jesus and he thought only a God could do something like this. And so he fell on his knees before Jesus and said, oh, I'm so bad. Please go away from me. Jesus just smiled again, lifted him up and said, don't worry, Peter. Today you have caught fish, but tomorrow you will catch men, because I will make you fisher of men. So they all pulled their boats back to shore. And an amazing thing happened when they got back to shore, because James, John and Peter left their boats, left the fish, and followed Jesus. Hello, I'd like to introduce you to our two friends.
This is James. Hello, James.
And this is John. Hello, John.
Well,
says hello.
They're going to do the quiz. So we've got some questions for them. So I'm going to ask John first of all, what was Peter doing at the side of the shore?
Yes, cleaning and washing his nets. That's right.
Yeah,
you
well
listened
done.
well, didn't you? You
Well
listened
done.
really well.
Well done. Your question.
What was Jesus telling the people about God?
James says he was telling them that God was their father and he wanted them to be part of his family.
Correct.
Why did Jesus need to borrow Peter's boat?
He said the people couldn't hear Jesus and they all wanted to hear what he was saying. So Jesus got in the boat and went out a bit from shore.
Very good. We thought that was good, wasn't it? Yeah, that was very good. My question now, you asked me a question.
Did Jesus want Peter to do after he had finished teaching the people?
He thinks he's silly, but he wanted Peter to go fishing.
That's correct. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, John, why did Peter think it was silly? Why didn't he want to go?
He said that because he'd been fishing all night and he was a fisherman and Jesus was a carpenter, and that the fish goes right to the bottom where it's impossible to catch them when the sun's high in the sky.
Oh, very good, very good, very good. We're getting them all right today, aren't we? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's brilliant.
So why did Peter eventually go?
Are you thinking about this one? I think he went because Jesus asked him to.
That's right.
Oh, okay, that's good.
It's your turn
well
now.
done,
Listen,
well done, well
listen
done.
carefully.
Yeah. After they caught all the fish, what did Peter do then?
Well, he did, yes, that, but he did something before that. Can you remember what it was? He fell on his knees.
Oh, well done. She got that right, didn't he? Yeah, brilliant. Well done, well done.
Why did Peter fall on his knees?
So this is what James says. He fell on his knees because he thought, I'm just so bad and you're just so good.
That's right. Very good. I'm glad you got that bit. What did Peter do with the fish after?
Do you know what Peter did with the fish afterwards? He says he didn't do nothing.
Oh,
He just left them where they was. He must have given to charity or something. Maybe the food bank, I don't know.
very good.
So my last question to you then.
Yeah.
I think they're going to get 5 out of 5. Both of them get 5 out of 5. This is a really hard question for you guys.
Yeah.
Who went with Peter and Jesus?
Oh.
Who was it?
Nearly. There was another one as well. There was James and there was another one. James and John.
James and John. And what's your name?
And what's
James?
What's your name?
Well, that's brilliant. Well, I hope you got 5 out of 5 or 10 out of 10. Well done to Tuesday Club and well done to James and John. So this is for today's competition. It's a lip reading competition using verses from the Bible. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to read out 2 sentences and then I'm going to give them a letter and you need to write the letters down because they'll make sense at the end. And then you have to, when I say it again, you've got to work out which of those 2 sentences I am saying by lip reading. Okay, so these are your 2 choices. Am I saying your love must be real, which is a C, or am I saying hate what is evil, which is a P? Question 2. Am I saying hold on to what is good, which is O, or am I saying pray at all times, which is H? Question 3. Am I saying love each other like brothers and sisters, which is R, or am I saying give your brothers and sisters more honour than you want for yourselves, which is I? Question 4. Am I saying do not be lazy but work hard, which is N? Or am I saying serve the Lord with all your heart, which is I? Next one. Am I saying be joyful because you have hope, which is I? Or am I saying be patient when trouble comes, which is S? Next question. Am I saying share with God's people who need help, which is T? Or am I saying bring strangers in need into your homes, which is L? Next question. Am I saying wish good for those who do bad things to you, which is E? Or am I saying wish them well and do not curse them, which is I? Next question. Am I saying be happy with those who are happy, which is A? Or am I saying be sad with those who are sad, which is S? Last question. Am I saying live together in peace with each other, which is S? Or am I saying make friends with those who seem unimportant, which is N? Okay, well, when you've come up with the code word, what we'd like you to do is to send it to Charles, and you can send it in an email or on the website. Okay, so there isn't a time limit on this, so we want you to enjoy it and see how good you can get at lip reading. If you want to practice lip reading, you can practice on the internet. If you type in practice lip reading into Google, it gives you a few goes at simple words. God bless you.
This is the end of Tuesday Club, and as always we're going to finish with the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven,
Hallowed be your name,
thy kingdom come, thy will be done.
on earth as it is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread,
And forgive us our trespasses,
as we forgive those who trespass against us.
and lead us not into temptation.
But deliver us from evil,
For thine is the kingdom,
the power and the glory.
forever and ever.
Amen.
Amen. Well, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed it, pass the link on to your friends. We want to have as many children and grown-ups joining Tuesday Club as possible.
And we look forward, hopefully, to see you very, very soon.
And what's that word we have to say? Be alert and stay safe.